In this video, we're going to be looking on our project browser over here. We got our floor plans and we got our elevations. The problem is right now we only have one elevation. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start by clicking on level 1, and right here I have some text. What I usually do is I mark it and I hide it because right now I don't need it. What the problem is, and the reason that I only have one elevation, is because I only have one elevation view. So to start with, I'm going to be going up to views over here. Under view, I'm going to be creating a new elevation. Once I click on that, I get this option, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be placing them like this so I have a working area. The problem is this one and this one is actually in the correct view orientation, but these are not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, and if I zoom in, I have like a box that I can pick them, and by marking that I actually get the option to choose which side it's got to be pointed at. Right now I want one to show this way, and I don't want this one. Then I get this dialog box that says, hey, do you want to delete this elevation? And I'm going to say okay to that because it was pointing the wrong way. I'm going to be doing the same thing over here. I'm going to place my cursor over it, not picking it before this box enters. Click on it, click on the view that you want it to make, and click on the one you want it to remove, and press OK to delete it. That was creating the views. Now a good thing would be this one, elevation 1D. I could go over here in my project browser, press F2, and I would get this dialog box. What you could do is you could give it a number. Let's say I'm going to call this one 1, or yeah, we're just going to call it 1, and we're going to call it north, like that. It's going to change it. I'm going to see which one I have over here. I have my elevation 2A. I'm going to pick that one, press F2 to get this dialog box, and I'm going to say which number should I have. Before I give it a number or a name, what I usually do is when I look at my views, I say north, south, east, west. So this one would optionally get number 3. So again, 2A, mark it, F2, and say 3, punctuation, and call this one east. And for the sake of it, we're going to call it elevation east. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change this one here, call it elevation north. Maybe have a, it's just a matter of how you like your preferences. Really doesn't have that much to do with how the output is. Just to make things simple, I'm doing it like that. Again, the last elevation, or the second last elevation here, that's going to be my 2 elevation. Let's call this one south. And the final one here, really didn't have to go up there, but I obviously did. Elevation, and that is west, like that. The next thing I want to do is I want to be looking at my floor plans over here. If I click on elevation north, you can see I have a roof, I have a level 2 and a level 1. In this case, or in this project, I know that I have 4 levels. So I'm going to start by clicking here, and I'm going to change the name of this one. I'm going to call it, let's give it a 0 and call it basement. Once I press OK, I get this dialog box, and I'm going to say yes, I would like it to rename the corresponding views. So yes to that. Then I click on the next one, and this one I'm going to be calling this the ground floor, so I'm going to give it a 1. and call it ground floor, like that. And again, I'd like to change the corresponding views. What I'm missing now is I'm actually missing one that's going to be called my first floor. So to create another one, I would go up into architecture under datum, and over here choose the one level or the shortcut LL. I'm going to place my cursor over here, and then I'm going to left click and I'm going to drag it to the other end like this, and left click again. Escape twice or press modify up here. Choose this one and say that this is going to be called, oh, it needs a name also. I'm going to give it second, and then I'm going to call it first floor, like that. And I want to change the corresponding view. I'm just going to enter or change this F to enlarge, like that. Now I have my roof up here, and my roof, I really don't need any views or elevation lines. What you can do is, if you notice this one, it's blue, and if I click on this one, you can see it's a level elevation based project. If I click on this one, you can see it's just a level reference, and that's cool with me because I'm not going to be using this roof level to anything else but to have something to join my walls with. So right now I'm going to start by saying my ground floor, or let's take the basement, the level of it, the level of my basement. I'm going to be one deck. I'm just going to drag this one down like this, and I dragged it crooked. I'm just going to move it, the shortcut MV or this one, and the reason is because I know this one needs to be 150. Once I know the distance of this one, I can actually click on the bottom one, and over here I could say the distance between them. How much does that have to be? And this one, I need to make sure that it's actually snapping to the right one. And why won't it go up there? There you go. Right here I want a distance that's 2,950. The top one up here, this one I actually know I want it to be 3,083, and the reason that I want it to be 83 is because if I measure from here to here, I now have a distance that's called 2,933, and that's actually a brick measurement. So my brick measurement is going to be from here to here, or my shift, so that fits. The next one up here, I want it to have the same distance, so I'm going to give it a distance. I'm going to call it 2,933, like that. And that would be my total height. The next thing I would do is I would actually go back to my ground floor, and I am ready now to start creating my grid system. So thanks for watching this one, and in the next video we're going to be setting up our grid.